Next on Queen to Queen, Mental Health and Women. Contrary to popular belief, clinical depression is not a normal part of being a woman, nor is it a female weakness. Approximately 12 million women in the United States experience clinical depression for one reason or another: marriage, divorce, childbirth, or trauma. Tonight we will discuss the contributing factors of depression and how to address them.
Hi, Queens. How are you? How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I pray nothing but blessings your way. Shawanda, I send nothing but blessings and miracles your way. And I pray that your day has been fulfilled. I pray that you got everything that God had for you today. I pray that your prayers were answered, right? Pray that you had a fantastic day. I know I did. Today is beautiful. The weather is delightful. The humidity has seemed to kind of I'm gonna say it's about 50-50. Last week the humidity was out of this world. Oh, it was so hot. But it seemed to have broken. Hopefully that means that fall is coming. Because fall is my favorite season. I don't know what your favorite season is, but fall is mine. Because it's just that cool breeze. The trees look beautiful. Oh, you see my curtains? Yes, this is fall. I'm giving you fall. So yeah, so I love fall, and it was perfect today. I had a very perfect, peaceful day. Unfortunately, I had some trainings. Actually, unfortunately, I had trainings. I had to work from home today, and also I'm dealing with this crazy back spasm. I've been having back spasms, and then once I use my massager and the muscle kind of loosen up, I still got the soreness from where it was the spasm. So today I'm sore. So I just been sitting, just taking it easy. But I said, hey, since I'm here, since I'm sitting, I might as well come out and talk to my friends and then let's do this continual conversation of mental health. I feel like we can't just address it and keep it moving, especially in our community. We have to continue to talk about it. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. Anybody can chime in. Hey, I'll put the link in. You can come in and join whatever you want to do. I will share the link and put it in the chat. Anybody? Oh, okay. See, here I go. Y'all pray for me. All right. Let's see. All right. We're going to put it in the chat. Anybody can come up and talk and share your stories or whatever you want to do. It's on you. All right, there it is. Okay, so we're going to be addressing bipolarism. We're going to be addressing schizophrenia. We're going to be addressing something that I'm not familiar with, dissociation disorder, and depression. Okay, so we're going to be talking about that today. I don't have any slides for you today, but I do have some information that I pulled up to do research on. So anybody want to chime in and share your experiences with mental health, or you know somebody that has mental health, do that, because you never know who may see this and it may help them, especially with women that look like us. You understand what I'm saying? To know, hey, you may be going through some things that I'm going through, or a loved one is going through, or I may share some information that may help you, help somebody else, right? I know my dysfunction and what I have battled in my life is anxiety, and it's only associated when I have gotten extremely sick. I have dealt with anxiety attacks, and I'm transparent. They happen. And it's only because I didn't know what was going on, and especially when they had to be procedures, and I was, certain medicine. I'm not a medicine type of person, but I've had reactions to certain medicines that have caused me to have anxiety, which you need to know that there are side effects to certain pain medicine too as well, especially the stronger ones that they give you in the hospital. Anxiety is one of the side effects, which, excuse me, I was not made aware of until I was actually experiencing the panic attack, and I actually had the nurse hemmed up. She wasn't going nowhere, and it was because I was experiencing anxiety to this medicine. I had an effect to this medicine that they had gave me, and I didn't know it. Okay, so now that's on my allergy list. When I go in the hospital, they know not to give me that unless you want to get hemmed up. Okay. Okay, so we're here to hey, just talk and continue this conversation of mental health. Sometimes people battle with mental health and they don't even know they have a problem. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody got a family member, and y'all be like, "Ooh, child, she just pray for her. She just pray for her. Don't say anything to trigger her." No, it shouldn't be something that where you're getting triggered. If somebody's saying something, doing something that triggers you, and you begin to act erratic, there is a mental health issue there, and you might want to see somebody about it, or you might want to just have acceptance and identify that I have a problem. It could be something where it's just temperance, or not temperance, but hypertension, or mood disorder. You know what I'm saying? Where you can get help. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about the disorder bipolarism. Okay. You hear a lot of people that make a joke, "Oh, I'm bipolar. Don't mess with me." That ain't nothing to joke about, because people who suffer with bipolarism, they have to be medicated, and they can have extreme symptoms and extreme reactions when they are triggered or when they are off their medicine. Some disorders are controlled by medicine and prayer. Okay, let's just keep it real. Okay, so let's do an overview on bipolarism. Hi, Nirvana. I send nothing but blessings your way. Nothing but blessings and love your way. And I pray that you got everything that you wanted to get today, and that you were productive, and the favor of the Lord continues to rest on you. Mwah. Okay. Yeah. So I'll put the link down there. Anybody want to chime in? We're talking about mental health. Again, I'll go over. We're going to be talking about bipolarism. We're going to be talking about dissociation disorder, which I have been made aware of this. This is something that I've newly been acclimated to. I wasn't before. And we're going to be talking about depression. And we are going to be talking about schizophrenia. Okay. All of these disorders is prevalent in our community. We don't like to identify them as this disorder or being mentally ill because it's a taboo. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with me, but can't nobody talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody walk fast past you, or you ready to jump on top of the couch and don't know why. Something is wrong with you. Okay. We gonna help you out. Okay. Sometimes you have to tell your own truth. And as in our community, sometimes we don't want to identify that, oh yeah, I have a problem. 1 minute you crying, 1 minute you happy, you done went off on half the family and then forgot that you done did it. And then you wonder why ain't nobody talking to you. Something is wrong with you. When you constantly have periods of time where you're going off on people and forgetting, that's called dissociation disorder. We're going to get into that, okay? And then you wonder why don't nobody want to be bothered with you, and you out here boo-hoo crying, telling myself, why nobody would bother you? I don't know what's going on. Have I done something to somebody? Yeah, you don't went off on half. You don't remember that? That's called dissociating disorder. We're going to talk about that, okay? First thing we're going to talk about, though, is bipolarism. And so the definition of bipolarism is formally, okay, Now it's called bipolar disorder now, but formerly it was called manic depressive illness or manic depression, because there are a couple of types of depression. We're going to get into that today too. There are different types of depression. Okay. It is a mental disorder that causes unusual shifts in moods, energy, activity levels, concentration, and ability to carry out day-to-day tasks. Okay, there are three types of bipolarism, and we're going to talk about it. Okay, all right. So the first type of bipolar is called bipolar 1 disorder, defined as manic episodes that last at least 7 days. You know, you hear your friends sometimes say, "Girl, where you been?" "Oh, I had to go. I went on and I had to go get some rest." When people telling you that, that don't mean, sometimes that don't mean they went on a vacation. I had somebody tell me that, and I knew that they had an illness, you know what I'm saying? But they don't tell them, and I don't treat them no different, you know. I knew what it was. They said, "Oh, I had to go get some rest." Yeah, that they had to go. It's gone. They went on and sign themselves into facilities for help, and there's nothing wrong with that. And then they come out and they refresh. Now, listen, I done. Forgive me, Nirvana, because I done slept on these comments again. Now that you have mentioned it, I haven't heard the term manic depressive in a while. Yeah, this is what it is, honey. They done changed the name up. They done changed the game up on us. Oh my God! Yeah, please forgive me, Nirvana, for not looking at these comments. I don't know that that was the same as bipolar disorder. Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, me. Listen, it's a whole lot of stuff. Just getting into this topic, I did not know, and so now hey, knowledge is power, right? Okay, so it's defined as manic, right? Or manic. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Bipolar disorder defined as manic episodes that last 7 days, or by manic symptoms that are so severe that the person needs immediate hospital care. Okay, usually the depressive episodes occur as well. So it's a twofold thing. Not only are you bipolar, but you're also depressed. Okay, it says it says it can last for 2 weeks. Um, Episodes of depression will with mixed features, having depressive symptoms and manic symptoms at the same time. That's bipolar disorder 1. You are depressed and manic at the same time. You hate life, and you're also erratic, and you're unpredictable. That's a dangerous individual. That's an individual that need to be on constant therapy, medicine, and prayer. And we need to have a little bit more patience with these individuals too. Okay, because this is something that they have not brought into control yet. And as a family and as a community, we need to understand them. That's why it's good if you have somebody in your family that has been diagnosed with these illnesses. You need to do a little bit more research so that you can know how to deal with them and have a little bit more patience, and don't just write them off. Okay, have you ever heard of somebody who just flipped out and killed the whole family? Okay, we need to find out what's going on with them. And they were just fine maybe the day before. Manic depression. So they depressed and manic at the same time. That's bipolar disorder 1. Bipolar disorder 2 is defined as a pattern of depressive episodes, and hypomanic episodes, but not the full-blown manic episodes that are typical in bipolar 1. So maybe it's not lasting as long and not as intense, but it's just it's just a hyper, more noticeable maybe. And that's bipolar 2 disorder. Okay, now wait a minute. This last piece, it didn't even say bipolar 3. It just went on and gave the name. It says cyclothmic disorder, also called as cyclothymia, defined by periods of hypermanic symptoms. Hi, lovely. I send nothing but blessings your way, sweetie pie. I pray that your day was full of God's favor. Okay. It says hypomanic symptoms as well as period of depressive symptoms lasting for at least 2 years. Okay? For lasting for at least 2 years. 1 year and 2 years in adult, 1 year in children and adolescents. However, the symptoms are not does not meet the diagnostic requirements for a hypo episode of depressive. Now, I disagree with that. Now, I'm not a physician, but if you are, if this is lasting this long, it's extreme. It says, okay, so the symptoms do not meet the requirements of hypomanic episodes and depressive episodes. Sometimes a person might feel the symptoms of bipolar disorder that does not match the 3 categories listed above, which is referred to as other specific or under specific bipolar related disorders. Bipolar disorder is typically diagnosed during late adolescence, teen years, or early adulthood. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to stop right there. In our community, bipolarism can be diagnosed late. Still traveling, just happened to check my device on charge and saw you live. Are you still in Atlanta? You just being fast. You just out there having a ball. Enjoy your vacation. So, in our community, sometimes we get that late diagnosis. All through preschool or early education. The teachers label that child as bad or ADHD, or this child can't sit still. We don't know why she having, or you getting called every day to come to the school, and you gotta take him home every day. He always getting a note. You know what I'm saying? But they don't know what's wrong with him. And sometimes, as parents in our community, we do not take them to get care get them diagnosed, because we don't want that label on them, like, oh, something wrong with them. Well, something is. You need to understand why your child. So I say, in our community, sometimes we are diagnosed later in life and not in our teens. We have this label, the stigma, and then they end up putting you in a youth home, or you in a facility where you get properly diagnosed, and they say, oh, this is what we're dealing with. And that's unfortunate. Because there's nothing wrong with you. You just got to manage what's going on with you. In whatever tools you want to use, like a whooping. Sometimes, even though I don't have, listen, I believe in if you spit a rod, you spoil the child. But sometimes a whooping ain't gonna fix that. Sometimes you're gonna need some medicine. Okay. All right, and you're in my prayers as well. So it says during late adolescence, teen years, or early adulthood, occasionally bipolar symptoms can appear in children. Bipolar disorder can also first appear during a woman's pregnancy. Wow. Or following childbirth. Although the symptoms may vary over time, bipolar disorder usually requires a lifelong treatment. Following prescribed treatments can help people manage their symptoms and improve their quality of life. I agree. Now, before my best friend passed, well, she told me the story, how she got 7 kids. She got 6 girls and 1 boy. And she said she was going to keep trying until she gave her husband a boy. And that's exactly what she did. Now, when she got pregnant with the boy, she didn't know she had a boy, but her mood changed. Like, she was acting crazy, talking about she didn't want to live no more. She was like, I'm done. Get this baby out of me. All this crazy. Before she was in labor, I don't want to do this. They had to strap her down, all this, and come to find out she was having a boy. And that last pregnancy, boy, she changed. I don't know. I don't know what was going on, but I ain't never been, in that situation. But she'll tell you. She said she didn't know what the heck was going on with her. So your hormones are influcted. They're fluctuating. Yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you, most women, when we go through our monthly visitor, our moods can change. We get erratic. I know I do. People, they avoid me at work because they know this ain't the day. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to rationalize with you today. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and they call it PMS, right? We can be like that. We can. All right. So yeah, so that's bipolarism. Now, this is what I want to say about that. We may have friends and loved ones that are sometimes are erratic. And they just get angry really fast, and they're not predictable. After doing this research, it might want to have you step back. Excuse me. Yes, lovely Cherokee. 7 kids. Uh-huh. What'd you say? Not today, Queen. Yeah, not today. Ain't nobody got time for that. It might want to make you step back and observe the situation and just give them a little bit of space. And then next thing you know, they all nice and want to hug on you. Forgive me. You know how I am. No, we don't. Let's talk about it. Why are you like this? Have you always been like this? Maybe you need to talk to somebody like this, because who wants to deal with somebody that's erratic all the time and unpredictable all the time and maybe a danger to you or themselves all the time, and everybody in the household walking on eggshells because they don't want to make you mad or trigger you or get hurt. That's not a way to live, especially if you're living in a house with siblings, right? Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is dissociative, forgive me, disorder. Okay, it's also called dissociative amnesia. And this is, I'm going to say this. After reading this is common among people. I think people got this and don't even know it because people are tripped. All right, but before we do that, we're going to pause for a cause. And the cause is support. Check it out.
Has supplied all of your literary needs on Amazon. Whether you are an individual, a woman that suffers from depression or low self-esteem, or if you are a little one that looks like us, that may be experiencing bullying at school, or you just don't feel like you fit in, she has the book for you that will give you the pick you up that you need. You are beautiful, you are special, and you are valued. And just in case your family or society have not told you, she has took on the burden, not even the burden, but the cause to tell you that you are beautiful. You are exceptional. You are phenomenal. Check.
All right, guys, check it out. Those are some of my books that are on Amazon. Check them out. Support. Guess what? You guys have been doing a fantastic job in supporting my cause and supporting my product on Amazon. I want to say thank you, because don't nobody got to do nothing for you. I am simply grateful. Shout out to all of my friends that have supported. Shout out to Regina. Shout out to Chubbs, who I'm still going to say it because it was a blessing for just being supportive and pushing the book signing and supporting my best friend children with the fundraiser. That was simply phenomenal, and I want to say thank you. Listen, before I forget, oh my God, I got to put this young lady's Cash App in my chat. Her name is Joy Wallace, and I want to say, if you want to help her, please help her. She's trying to relocate. I am going to put her Cash App in my chat. Okay. And if you want to be a blessing, please be a blessing. We all need help. You know what I'm saying? Let's be helpers to one another's. And this is the least that we can do, is at least share. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, let's see here. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I type slow sometimes. Don't get mad at me now. And I keep saying she got my family's last name. We may be kin and don't know it. Now, this is all in caps. I don't think her Cash App is all in caps, but I just want to let y'all know that. Okay, let me make sure I'm doing that right. Joy Wallace. All right, so there you go. Be a blessing. Be a whole blessing to this young lady. She is trying to relocate So please, 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 if you want to donate to her and her cause, make sure you put it in the comment area and on the Cash App. This is for relocation, or I saw this on Queen of Queen. This is for relocation, whatever. Okay, be a whole blessing for her. Okay, okay, guys. So yeah, listen, check it out. The next disorder that we're going to talk about is called dissociative amnesia. Okay, disorder. All right. So the primary symptom of dissociative amnesia is the sudden inability to remember past events or personal information. Okay. Now I'm gonna focus on the past events. All right. Okay. Because cooking with Oh, okay, great. Cooking with JW has been yes. Okay, so it's cooking with, that's her page, guys. So find her on YouTube and support. Okay, like and subscribe. Joy, if there's anybody's Joy, lovely, is that if there's anybody's that's in the chat channel that you know, can you put it in the link? That way people can like and subscribe their channel. Put your information in there too, lovely, as well. Okay. Okay, so this is really something, because I had never heard of this disorder. All right, so dissociative amnesia is a disorder categorized by retrospective reporting memory gaps. These gaps involve an inability to recall personal information, usually of a traumatic or stressful nature. So some trauma that may occur to you, you may block it out. Now that I'm reading this out loud, that's probably what happened to me with my molestation. I didn't remember it until I was almost 10 years old. And I looked at a picture of me dressed up for picture day. And when I saw that picture, all of the memories came back of me being molested in that dress. Because I had that dress on for picture day. So he molested me on picture day. And so when I picked it up, that's when all the memories flood back, and I remembered that happened on that day. But I didn't have no memory of it up until that day. So that's probably what happened. Okay. Dissociative amnesia is a disorder characterized by retrospectively reported memory gaps. These gaps involve inability to recall personal information, usually of a traumatic or stressful nature. Dissociation amnesia most commonly occurs in the presence of other psychiatric conditions, particularly personal disorders. In the literature of clinical practice, it is associated with DSM IVTR, cluster B personality disorder. However, there is evidence suggested that dissociative amnesia may be more likely to cluster C personality disorder. Okay. So something traumatic happened to you, and then your mind or your emotions work conjunctively with your brain and blocks that out, and you have memory gaps. I'm not a doctor, but I will say that some of this can be triggered with you consuming things like drugs and alcohol or something like that. That it could be induced. Because don't you know how people get drunk and they do stuff, and you try to talk to them about it the next day, and they be like, "I don't remember doing that. I don't remember doing that." Or somebody gets so angry with you, and they do stuff to you. Then the next day, I don't remember none of that. Oh, they don't believe you. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to what I was saying this morning at the beginning of the show. People do stuff and they get so enraged and they get so mad and they do stuff and say stuff to you, or whatever. And then they act like, or you talk to them, or you go over their house, and they don't know. They act like they don't understand why people are behaving like that. Oh, okay. What did you say? Clayleen, I only know cooking with you. Okay, no problem. All righty. Thank you, lovely. Thank you. No problem. Okay, so yeah, but that doesn't excuse your bad behavior. You know what I'm saying? Now, reading this, it makes me say, you know what I'm saying? Somebody get into a heated fight, like a brawl, and they may be inebriated or something like that. And They don't remember. Or somebody commits a murder or something, trauma like that, and they say, I just blanked out. I've heard that before. I have heard that before. I've heard people say, I don't know what happened. This person said something to me, and I blanked out. And when I came back, this woman, this older woman, she said her temper was so bad that she would blank out. This guy, I guess this man approached her and was trying to harm her or something at her house, and she said she blanked out. And she said when she came to, the man was literally hanging on one of those coat hooks like a nail. She had picked this grown man up and hung him on a hook. Like she blanked out. And I have heard that where people have gotten so angry, I guess it's something got to do with the brain and their emotions, that they blank out and they don't remember what they did. And you got people that's in jail and prison right now doing life sentences and don't remember how they got there. But the person is dead. What you say, Lovely? That's true. I've heard that before as well. People blank out. Yeah. What is it called? Dissociative. Sorry, my notification, my Bible. It gives me scriptures. It gives me scriptures. And excuse me. And it comes across all the other apps. Yeah, they blank out. Dissociative amnesia. That's a real thing. You hear people all the time, don't mess with me because I'll blank out on you. They ain't lying. And that's a real thing. You understand what I'm saying? I try not to get mad. I will talk it out and be rational. I'll try to be as rational as possible. But if I go silent, then you need to duck. If I stop talking and try to reason with you, then you need to duck. Because at that time, I'm done expressing myself and how I feel. Now I'm going to pick up the nearest thing and it's coming at you. So my temper is really bad. The people in my family, we have very bad tempers. And it has been intrusive in how we live our life in some instances. If I get really mad, if I reach my threshold of reasoning and I'm mad, literally the room shifts. That's the best way I can describe it. Like my vision, like the room literally does like this. And at that point, I have reached my threshold and I'm not reasoning. I'm not thinking. I'm ready to be you know what I'm saying? So I try not to get to that point. So if I can't reason with you, then I gotta walk away. Right? Because nobody is trying to do no time up in here. You understand what I'm saying? But at least I know that about myself, and I know when I feel that sensation coming on, then I just walk away. Right? So we try to manage our temper. Dissociative amnesia. Saying harmful things, saying destructive things, doing destructive acts, and then not remembering them. Now that can be underneath this umbrella, but when you're being verbal and you're saying things and you doing things, I don't see it being tied like emotionally, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm kind of back and forth with that, because people do things, you know what I'm saying? People do and say things, and they know what they're doing. You know, in that moment, they know what they're doing and they know what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? But then after the situation is over with, or the time has passed, or they have become sober, or the high has came down, then they want everything to be good. That ain't that's not dissociative amnesia. That's just you being a reckless individual. You know what I'm saying? That's why I cannot excuse certain things with people. You know what I'm saying? And I know we talk about mental illness, you know, and some of this behavior is mental illness, but some of it is not. Some of it is just part of people characteristics. You understand what I'm saying? And they need to do better as an individual. We all need to do better as an individual, because you can say something that really hurt somebody and devastate them and do not know the effects of what you say. That's why it's very important to watch what you say to individuals when you're mad. That's why it's very important to sometimes not even engage in a conversation when you're mad, because you cannot rationalize your thoughts. All you want to know, all you want to do is convey this hurt to this individual. Now, whether you do it in a sound mind, whether you do it appropriately, whether you do it the best way you can, you don't know. That's why sometimes it's time, you may need to cool off and assess the situation, and then go revisit that conversation with that individual. Say, hey, what you did last night, I wasn't feeling it. Let me tell you how that affected me. Maybe we can reason. And I know you said, Queen, ain't nobody going through all them steps, but it will help and it will mend some friendships when you do it that way. You know what I'm saying? But when you go into this thing, let me tell you this and blah, 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 blah. Sometimes it ain't what it is. And sometimes you can hurt somebody till they'll just walk away from you. And then we got this thing, well, deuces. No, that's you don't want to be like that. You don't want to be like that. You don't want to be verbally destructive to people. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't care. Shoot, I don't care. I don't care. Take it how you want to take it from me. I don't care. No, you don't want to live your life like that. Be able to reason with people. You know what I'm saying? That's not dissociative amnesia. What that is bad character. That's what's going on there. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be able to rationalize your thoughts in a safe, healthy way when you're dealing with individuals, or especially somebody has wronged you, or you feel like somebody has wronged you. Yes, have that conversation, okay? But let's not be character assassins and hurting people along the way. We don't want to do that, okay? I hope I didn't lose my spot. I hate when I lose my spot. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're gonna talk about is schizophrenia. All right. Before we get off, I'm not all the way off this topic because this is very intriguing and I'm very interested in this dissociative amnesia. You know what I'm saying? To forget what you have done because the trauma is so great or the action was so impactful in your brain that you forget what you do. That's crazy to me. Like, you can kill a whole person and forget and be telling the judge, I don't remember it, and be telling the truth. But they still lock you up. You know what I'm saying? And now, and so this is very intriguing to me. I just blanked out. I don't know what happened. All I saw was black. When you get like that, and somebody try to take you to that point, or what? Now, if you're fighting for your life, honey, fight. Take them out. You understand what I'm saying? But if you're in a situation where you arguing with somebody, it's best to walk away. If you know your temper is like that, it's best to walk away. Or somebody just not listening to you, they're not hearing what you got to say, and you see yourself getting emotional and getting engrossed in conversation, and you getting, where you about to have some physicality. It's time to walk away from that conversation, calm down, and reason with them another time, and it's okay. You understand what I'm saying? I've had individuals say some crazy stuff to me, like say some crazy stuff to me, and then a couple of days later, they acted like everything is all good, or wonder why I'm standoffish because you have said some crazy stuff to me, and I'm trying to figure out why. It was without cause. You understand what I'm saying? But then it is so weird because then you're thinking, are you bipolar? Because then they are carrying on like they are the victim after they have had this destructive behavior with you over and over and over and over again. It's important that you share information you have. Yes. And listen, everybody that see this, I want you guys to share this video because this may help somebody. They may display these symptoms, and they may have been displaying these symptoms all their life and didn't even know that it was an actual treatable situation, and it can help them. You know what I'm saying? But I say this, people who are manic and they have mood disorders, and one day they happy, next minute they mad or something trigger them. You know what I'm saying? And they go into this destructive behavior, and they go into this destructive verbiage with you, and then a couple of days go by and they think everything good after you done went completely off on me. You know what I'm saying? Those type of individuals, unless they are family and really close to you, it's okay to walk away. Because what's going to happen 6 months down the line, you're going to have the same destructive behavior happen to you over and over again. And if these individuals, if you can't reason with these individuals, then you have to move on, right? Hey, sweet Rita, I send nothing but love and miracles your way because you deserve it. We're talking about mental disorders today. And so we're on this dissociative amnesia. And that disorder, sweet Rita, is when people behave erratic or they do things that are or detrimental or severe, and then they forget about it. They don't remember it after the traumatic. And they say that the actual event, the amnesia event, is brought on by a stressful traumatic event. So like a woman getting raped or something like that, they blank out and they may kill the individual. Okay, and then they go to the police station. They don't remember what happened, and they blanked out. This is what this disorder is talking about here. And so, I had never heard of a official label of this disorder, right? What you say, lovely? Exactly. I had some of those classes in my college study. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Oh, I wish you were like somewhere where you can just come into the chat, because I would love to hear what you learned in those classes about this particular disorder. Anybody that wants to come into the chat, I'll put the link in there. I mean, come up on the panel. I will put the link in there again. And you feel free to share some of your experiences if you want. If you had anything to add to the topic, you can feel free. This is a conversation. This is a continual conversation that needs to go on, and especially in our community, especially among women and among men. You have some men that are dealing with disorders and they don't know it. They blow up on people and then forget what they are saying, and expect for you to be, cool after they don't been totally destructive on you, and they don't understand why. We don't understand why, right? All you know is I ain't fooling with them no more. And they could be struggling with something, and hopefully after this video, we can help our loved ones and our families and our friends with these different disorders. Okay, yeah. Let's try to have a little bit more patience with one another, a little bit more understanding when it comes to people who are suffering with disorder. Okay, now we are going to go to schizophrenia. Oh my God, some of these instructors were throwed. Okay, I see it, lovely. I'm this button keeps sticking. Okay, but before we go into schizophrenia, we're gonna pause for the cause, and the cause is support. Check this out.
I Believe is a lifestyle brand for anyone who believes in something greater than themselves. The time is now to simply believe.
Believe in something greater than yourself, and I always say it's the Lord. You understand what I'm saying? Check Dennis Gregory out on his Facebook page, and support I Believe brand. By now, you should know it, because I try to support every chance that I get. You understand what I'm saying? Lovely, sweet Rita. Hey, sweet Rita. Yeah, conversation, you always make me laugh. Listen. I'm sharing information, but hey, we probably do need to lighten up a little bit after hearing all of this, right? You understand what I'm saying? Schizophrenia. All right, so I'm going to read the definition of schizophrenia, and then I'm going to go into what I got. So I'll read the definition of schizophrenia. Schizophrenia. Hold on. Let's see. All right, so the definition of schizophrenia: it is a disorder that affects a person's ability to think, feel, and behave clearly. Okay, the exact cause of schizophrenia isn't known, but a combination of genetics, environment, and altered brain chemistry and structure may play a role. Disorder that affects a person's ability to think, feel, and behave clearly. It's a behavior disorder. Schizophrenia. I'm schizophrenic. When people tell you bipolar and schizophrenia, people be like, woo. You know what I'm saying? They be like, whoa, she's schizophrenic, hide the knives. You know what I'm saying? That's what people, that's what she bipolar, put up the gun. You know what I'm saying? Take the bullets out. You know what I'm saying? That when we hear that, girl, she bipolar, leave her alone. Schizophrenic? Oh, no, 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 no. Bipolar and schizophrenic. You got people who are bipolar and schizophrenic. They need to be on medicine and some prayer. Okay? All right, so schizophrenia. Schizophrenia weighs heavily not only on people who suffer from it, but it also the people who they love, those who are suffering from it, dealing with the symptoms, plus the challenges of medication makes it an especially demanding illness for everyone involved. How many know when you have somebody that's suffering with these manic disorders, it weighs heavily, especially on the primary caregiver of that individual. If they have to have somebody always in the house, that's a problem. Always watching them, always on edge, always trying to figure out if they took their medicine. Always now, you got some people that are low on the lower end. Hey Regina, how are you? I said nothing but love and miracles your way. I love you. I hope that your day was fulfilled of God's favor. Okay, so you dealing with people who are schizophrenia, schizophrenic and bipolar. It weighs heavily on the primary caregiver because they have to watch them and make sure that they don't first harm themselves and that they don't harm the people that they love. Okay, all right. They have to watch them, and so it affects the entire family. You know, and whoever they are living with, it affects them. You know, and it's unfortunate. Now, I know of a family where there are siblings. One is autistic, one is not, and the one person that wasn't autistic was the care. Wherever they went out, whenever they went public, anywhere, she just instinctively, they were told, make sure you take care of your sister. Make sure you take care of your sister. So they were indebted to make sure this child, they couldn't even enjoy themselves because they was just making sure that this child was okay, that they didn't hurt other people, and that was stress. That was stress on that one person because they was watching to see if they get ready to act out. You know what I'm saying? And that was stress, and I hated to see that because I'm like, she needs a nurse, she needs a caregiver to come with her one-on-one to take care of her, because that other sister, the individual, could not enjoy herself or her life because she's feel responsible for her sibling. You know what I'm saying? What did you say, lovely? Exactly. Pray, take their meds, and be in a non-toxic environment at all times possible. Yes. And I do know that adults who suffer with disorder, their disorder can be magnified, or they can display the symptoms more intensely when they are inebriated, when they are on drugs. You understand what I'm saying? So, especially when they're on some medicine that they're on, the doctor prescribed will give them something to have them like spaced out. I hate to see that. But sometimes that medicine controls the manic in them. But when they off of the medicine, you know it. You can just about tell. And people make a joke like, you must be off your meds today. They are, literally. And we just don't know it. You understand what I'm saying? And we just don't know it. You understand? So schizophrenia. It goes on to say, schizophrenia is a mental illness that interferes with the ability to think clearly. Now, when they said this, I said, well, heck, I know a whole bunch of people that's schizophrenic. You can't rationalize or take responsibility for your actions for nothing. You ain't thinking clearly. That made me want to go call some of my family and say, I think you schizophrenic. They probably go off on me. You know what I'm saying? But it make you think, like, is something wrong with you? Oh, let me put this phone down. I hope I don't lose my place, because I want to stop right here and expound a little bit. people who act erratic and they act out of character on you, and then the next day it's like, oh, ain't not, I'm good. Something is wrong with you. You understand what I'm saying? It may not be schizophrenia, but it is some type of disorder is wrong with you that you feel that you can behave any kind of way to people, and then the next day everything's supposed to be good. Something is wrong with you. You understand what I'm saying? You should be able to have a disagreement with somebody, and it don't feel like you being verbally attacked or verbally crucified or verbally shot in the head. Now, I have had that. I have watched a person that I know that's close to me that is bipolar. We were having a conversation. We were sitting down having a conversation, and something triggered this individual, and they began to cry. They were remembering something. They began to cry. They must take their meds and try. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right, lovely. And then they went into this cry like a child, like a toddler. So what made me think was, oh, they had went back to their childhood in their mind mentally that quick. Something triggered them, And so I'm being observant. I'm trained. I have my training. So I'm sitting up straight, and I'm looking around to see what I can grab real quick in case something happened. Something pop off, and they may think I'm somebody else or think I'm somebody in their childhood. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking around. You understand what I'm saying? And I am talking in a calm voice, and I'm saying, sometimes this, and I hate that, and I am reassuring them, I hate that happened to you. I hate that, I'm talking real calm, And so they crying, and then they go on, and then they went into the emotion of anger, and a face change. I'm like, what kind of demon manifestation is this? That's what I was saying, because they went from crying in the somber to angry, angry, and they doing all of this, and I'm thinking, oh, they about to pop off. You understand what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, they rose up, and it became aggressive, like they were right here, and they went back to the subject matter that we were talking about, and then they started coming at me because they felt like I wasn't well versed on it. And I was like, never again. I will never be alone with them again. You understand what I'm saying? Because something happened within that conversation that triggered them. But then the next day, everything was good. They didn't remember. I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, exactly. Your head be on a swivel, can't turn your back. They taught you that in class. Absolutely. When people go into those medical events like that, be careful, because they're not thinking about you. They're thinking you are there, and I have to inflect this rage that I'm feeling inside on you. You're the person there. You could be a nurse, a doctor, whoever. I told you about the man who's kicked me in the stomach. He was in full restraints in the hospital. I was a sitter at the time. He kicked me in the stomach. Just out of his mind, So you have to be careful. But these individuals that are verbally abusive, they ain't got no disorder. They just verbally abusive. You understand what I'm saying? They just go off on you, because they disagree with you. And they go to the extreme. You know what I'm saying? And just go hard. And you thinking, why? What is wrong with you inside of you that you feel like you have to kill people verbally, and then you don't understand why people are standoffish, or you want people to disregard that behavior about you and just chop it up as that's just them? No, you have to go back and rectify that. Maybe I didn't use the appropriate words during that time. I had to apologize to somebody last week. Nobody is beyond this behavior, because we get mad and we'll say some crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? And Queen, certain times you can talk and laugh and they think you're talking about them. Yeah, I've had that happen. People are you talking about me? No, I'm not talking about you. I ain't talking about, we're generalizing tonight. We're talking about mental health tonight. You understand what I'm saying? I had to apologize to somebody last week. I got upset because I had something going on in my church and I had to stay late at work. And the agreement was I'll stay to a certain time, and then I can go ahead and leave so I can be on time for service. And for some reason, I did not see the young lady who came to relieve me. I didn't see her. So I instantly got mad when it was time for me to leave. And I walked out and left her and the kids. You understand what I'm saying? And just walked out and was saying stuff, babbling, and it wasn't her fault because she came to relieve me, but I didn't see her. You understand what I'm saying? So I made it my business to make sure that I went to her and apologized for my behavior. Because at the end of the day, we have to be accountable for our behavior. You understand? I said, hi, happy wife life. Welcome. I said nothing but blessings your way. Okay. And I pray the favor of the Lord upon your life continually. Amen. We have to be accountable for our actions. But in doing this, this makes me understand that there are a lot of adult and children that are walking the earth that need to be diagnosed because they don't know why they behave the way that they do. All they know is this is what I do. This me. When you may need to be diagnosed for some type of behavior disorder or mood disorder or manic disorder. You know what I'm saying? Because if you continually hey, Dennis, how are you? I love you, bro. I pray nothing but the favor of the Lord on your life. We're talking about mental illness. Man, I wish you could have came on to the beginning of the show because we've been talking about some really good topics. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. So this makes me think that there are a lot of people walking the earth. Okay? They're walking the earth and they have not been diagnosed. And there's nothing wrong with having a diagnosis because that means now you know what you're dealing with. Now you know what you can pray for. Now you know what you need to take meds for. But people are walking the earth in the church, out of the church. They are verbally assassinating people, tearing them down. Or you quick to get angry and blow up on people. And then you walk off and it's a new day. You done sobered up. Your high done came down. And you wonder why these people ain't talking to you no more. Yeah, because you have been excessively rude. Who wants to take that behavior all of the time? Why do you have to constantly go back and explain yourself all of the time for your bad behavior? Am I telling the truth, people? Am I telling the truth? But this goes back to mental illness. Some people are dealing with schizophrenia. Some people are dealing with dissociative amnesia. Some people are dealing with depression. Some people are dealing with bipolar and they have never been diagnosed. Do you understand? And you wonder why people calling you the black sheep of the family. Why do you behave like that? Ask yourself if you know if it's you. Why do you behave like that? Ask yourself, has this person said or did something to you that is so traumatic that you got to blow up on them and destroy them verbally, or you got to flip all of the furniture over, or you got to go and bust the windows out? Where's all of that intense anger coming from? And it's every time. Like you just going off on everybody who ain't got nothing to do with it. You still going off on everybody. And if they don't agree with you, you still just acting erratic and going crazy. And you try and I say this again, and you wonder why people don't want to deal with you. Maybe you need to be diagnosed. Okay, let's go on with finishing up with schizophrenia. Okay. It's this part right here. Schizophrenia is a mental illness. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back up. It says it's very demanding. Schizophrenia is a demanding illness for everyone involved. Schizophrenia is a mental illness that interferes with the ability to think clearly, the ability to see reality from fantasy. That's deep. This disorder makes people it interferes with people to make a difference between reality and fantasy. Do you know anybody like that? You be like, what? What is you talking about? And you you trying to check my manhood, and you trying to destroy me. You be like, what? You be like, what? Because I want put the butter on your toast? You understand what I'm saying? People go ham on you, and you be like, what? Let me back up from you. Okay? It interferes with people to think clearly, to see reality from fantasy. You can't convince these people but I'm telling you, what you did to me was destructive. It hurt my feelings. And they not seeing it. You know what I'm saying? You say you know somebody like that, Sweet Rita? I know somebody like that. Reality versus fantasy. Yeah. It's like, what planet are you living on, people? What planet are you? I'm telling you my reality and my truth, and you telling me I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what? Hey, Queen Gertrude East, I send nothing but blessings your way. I pray nothing but the favor of the Lord on you, beautiful. All right. I also believe that's misdirected anger. Misdirected anger. You angry about something else, but you're going to take it all on the nearest person near you. You know what I'm saying? Or something happened, and because you didn't do this, it was your fault. But you ain't had nothing to do with it, but it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Misdirected anger, and you cannot separate reality from fantasy. You live in a world of fantasy where you are the star of the show. You can do no wrong. You don't know how to rationalize your thoughts. Everybody is wrong and you're right all of the time. You can behave how you want to behave. You can say what you want to say. Throw all type of digs. Do what you want to do, but it's okay because you live in your own reality where you are right and everybody else is wrong. And if anybody have their own opinion about what you did, they are hurting you, and you begin to cry and go into all these extreme emotions. Schizophrenia is what it is. You might want to take a schizophrenic pill. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? You might want to do that. What you say? What you say, Sweet Winnie? That's my daughter's baby daddy. You just can't be rational for nothing. You just can't see my point of view for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's always the other person. It's always the other person. It ain't never you. You could come in, turn over their furniture, bust their car windows off, call them all type of bees and all of this stuff. But you ain't did nothing wrong. It's the other people. It's not. See that right there. That never taking accountability for your action. We have to evolve, people. We have to evolve because you know what happens. You hurt that individual, and you ruin that relationship. And then now you standing on the island by yourself, and you wonder why nobody want to play ball with you on the playground because you done verbally assassinated everybody. You understand what I'm saying? Your mama told you that didn't she? You understand what I'm saying? All right, let's move on. So they cannot see reality from fantasy and make decisions. It also can make it difficult for some people to manage emotions and relate to others. Didn't I just say that? And I hadn't got that. They can't relate to others because they so full of this disorder has been so manic, and they believe they're hype. They believe the Kool-Aid that they done made for themselves, and they drinking it. Everybody can't be wrong. And you know, it's okay to walk in humility and say, you know what, I was wrong. I have done that a million a day. Sometimes even when I ain't wrong, but I want to preserve that friendship with you. You understand what I'm saying? You know, but if I am wrong, you know what, I was wrong. I shouldn't have did that. I told y'all I had to apologize last week to my coworker for my behavior. We know when we're wrong and we're not. We know when we are talking out of pocket and when we're not. We know when we're doing stuff to people on purpose to hurt them. We know it. We know it. We may not never admit to it, but we know it. Within ourselves, we as human beings, we know it. It is time to evolve and become accountable and walk in here and let God smooth that out in you and walk in humanity and say, you know what? I'm wrong. Can you help me be better? What did I do to hurt you? Now that's big. That's boss talk right there. That's big right there. And that person will respect you and probably overlook the next 10 times you go manic on them. You understand what I'm saying? Because you had enough humility and enough love and enough want to preserve the relationship to say I'm sorry. But a lot of people ain't gonna do that. You understand? Misdiagnosed and don't even know it. Okay, or not diagnosed and don't even know it. Okay, can't make a decision. It also can be difficult for some people to manage emotions and relate to others. There is no one single cause for schizophrenia. Research shows it may be the result of many factors, including an imbalance of certain chemicals in the brain. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, boy, start capping. Nephew in the house. Thank you. You at a gig? Okay. Make sure they give you that money and I ain't playing. You understand? I'm coming to see why you ain't got it. No. Accountability is very low in the world today. Dennis, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. People don't want to be accountable. You know what? And it's sad to say, y'all know I'm a woman of faith, but I see it a lot in church, and you shouldn't. But I see it. You got leaders who are they are leaders in the church, and they feel like because they are leaders and they pastors, oh my God, help me not to dive into this right here that I just remembered. That's a really prime example, but I ain't gonna do it. But because they are leaders, they feel like they don't have to apologize to their parishioners or their congregants when you have done them wrong or said things wrong. Do you know leaders move like that? They have said horrible things to their members or over the pulpit that are offensive, and they not apologizing for it because they feel like they right because they are the pastor and they the shepherd. Or it ain't even gotta be no pastor. It could be the pastor's kids walking around like little verbal assassins, talking to the members any kind of way, doing the people any kind of way. And you wonder why people don't come to church. Now, don't use that as an excuse not to go to church because they're going to cut you out in the club too. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, and I always say this, because you know you got an aggressive personality and you can intimidate somebody, that don't mean that you need to be doing that. Your maturity is in the discipline and the restraint of that aggressive personality. I've had to do that a lot of days because I do have an aggressive personality. God has delivered me a whole lot because I didn't do well when I felt like I was being disrespected. I didn't do well. That's some of those churches, they need to check themselves yeah, they need to check it. Love and kindness have I drawn thee. That's what the scripture, the word of God says. But you got these pastors who they think that they are the president of the United States because they're the pastor of the church, and they got all these people following them, the adjutants or the helpers or whoever, and they have created this sense of importance and this grandiose air about them. They feel like they can move and talk to people any kind of way. And don't interrupt me. I can't give my opinion, and you sit up here straight talking mad at me, but I can't defend myself. No, don't disrespect me. Who are you? And I'm gonna still be saved when I say this. You sit on the toilet and piss just like I do, and I'm still saved. God has no respect of a person up in this piece. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why I don't understand. We as grown folks, why we can't talk to each other with love and kindness, or just with understanding of one another, or just coming in the mind where I'm going to hear what you got to say because I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Talking over each other. We can't even get a word in because you're so heated about your situation that you ain't even stopped to think that maybe you wrong and everybody else is right. Am I telling the truth? Am I telling the way I was raised? Everybody is important. Everybody has a voice and an opinion, and everybody deserves the same respect that you think your narrow but tail supposed to get. The same respect that you want should be given to other people as well. That's how I roll. That's why I'm a stickler for respect. If I even sense it in the air that some type of disrespect coming my way, I have to begin to pray. Boss, leader, teacher, whoever, because there's no reason for that. I don't understand how people who say that they Holy Ghost feel and they live by the Bible can be so net. That's why I did that whole Kim Burrell show. You supposed to be led by the Spirit. You ain't supposed to be throwing digs at people over the pulpit. That ain't etiquette. You understand? Am I on it, lovely? Am I on it? You got a lot of hurt, broken-hearted people that have been hurt by the church because people just simply don't know how to talk to you, or they refuse to communicate. Now, you preach every Sunday, every other Sunday, whenever you preach, but you can't pick up the phone and communicate with people. I don't understand that. Especially the Bible say, if you have an ought with your brother, you're supposed to go to them and straighten that out. You can't pick up the phone and be real and say, did I offend you? But you can go over the pulpit and throw digs every chance you get. That's wrong. That's the thing. People go mute. And I get them every time. Can I sit down and talk to you? We need to have a conversation. I had a person in the industry that I'm in, and their title is to bring assessments to make sure that you're doing your job and to make sure that you are implementing things correctly. And we're just having a conversation and we're going over certain things, and it was a simple thing, a task that I knew how to do, but I didn't do it. I guess the way that they knew how to do it. So they stopped the conversation. They like, oh, let me show you this. I'm sure you can get this. You're intelligent. Sometimes you can be sarcastic with that thing. So you think I'm not intellectual. I can't pick up with it. I'm sure you can get this. You're intellectual. I said, okay. So I immediately reported. I said, now, and I reported it to my superiors. Of course, they were of a different race than I was. And the whole tone was dominant. I'm talking to it's a competent Black person who's been in the industry for 20 years. All of my children, when they leave me, they go to academies. All of my children at least a grade level up when they leave me, because I have a mandate from a higher power to make sure that my children are what they're supposed to be. And I teach my children. I'm a traditional teacher. I teach them along with the curriculum. But if you at Wood's table, you are stellar. That's how I roll. Okay. So I reported it. So sometimes, like I say, sometimes people throw verbal digs at you and they can move on like they done did something. I said, she got the right one. I said to myself, she got the right one. And I'm happy to help her along in this teachable moment, because I may say, hi, how you doing? Hey girl, hi. But I know how to articulate myself. And like I say, when I'm away from work, people call me Dr. Woods. They don't call me. You see what I'm saying? I ain't trying to say nothing, but I'm just saying. You understand what I'm saying? So you said cults. We can get into that in 1 second, lovely. I reported it. So the next time they come in, I said, I want to talk to you after you're done with your assessments. I would like to sit down and have a conversation with you. And I pointed out to her that her verbiage was wrong. And it made me feel uncomfortable. And then they went back, oh, maybe I'm not even that type of person that say something like that. You are absolutely that person, and you did. You have to make people accountable for their actions. In that moment, she did not want to be accountable for her actions. You think that you could just do people any kind of way and say things to people that are mean and are hateful, but you don't want to be accountable for it. And do this fall under what we're talking about? It absolutely do, because some of this behavior is stemmed from some type of mental disorder and you don't know it. because you keep doing it over and over and over again. It's a pattern. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, you understand what I'm saying? So that happened. I challenged them and I corrected them. And that's what it was. But she wasn't expecting that because of the complexion. But you got me mixed all the way up. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so Lovely, you said Queen, some churches seem to be a cult. Now, I ain't gonna disagree with you. Now, I'm not saying all churches is, because there are some churches that are holding up the standard and they are following the tenets and the teachings of the Word of God. But you do got some churches that they behave like cults because they got all these strict regulatory rules of what you can't do, and that this one individual who is the leader got to be revered almost over God. And you like, well, okay, what's going on over here? Have you forgotten have you lost your way? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And if y'all want to support, y'all can support a sister, okay? This Wi-Fi is high, this gas is high. My cash app is up in that mug. $ Clayleen if you want to help. All right. You said I challenged my mother's old pastor, and he started calling me the devil. Now, Rita, you about to make me fly off this couch. You about to make me fly off this couch. They started calling you the devil. Who, Jesus? And don't say, oh, she got a spit on her. No, I don't. Okay? No. You might want to evaluate if you got something rumbling inside of you. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, that took me out, sweet Rita. Man. Oh, my God. I hope male pastors don't sit on the toilet and piss like you. If they do, they got a problem. No, I'm just playing. I've had a pastor, a previous pastor. I was a teenager. I'm gonna give you an example of bad behavior that could be connected to mental disorder or this grandiose thinking that you can't separate reality from fantasy. I'm going to give you a scenario. This is a true story. This happened to me. Okay, this happened to me. All right. I went to Sunday school. And anybody who know me, that really know me, know I dress up. I used to wear earrings all the time. I don't wear them anymore because I just don't like the weight or the feel or whatever. But when I was a teenager, I was into wearing heels. Now, don't laugh at me, Dennis, because I did at one point in my life wear heels. It was just when I was a teenager, which I probably shouldn't have been doing it. But I was. I always wore makeup and lipstick, and I was always flashy like that all the time. So we sitting in Sunday school, and I didn't go to a smaller church at the time. I went to just about a mega church. And you can imagine how many people was there at our Sunday school. They called me out. They said, "You are distracting with those earrings on." Mind you, I am a teenager. What's wrong with that picture? You got an adult, first of all, verbally embarrassing a child amongst other adults, making me feel embarrassed when that could have been a private conversation. You understand what I'm saying? But it embarrassed me in front of everybody. Then when we got out of the vestibule, they came to me with their big long finger and said, "You think you pretty in those earrings, but you're not. You're ugly." Now, why do I remember that as a 46-year-old woman? Because that made an impact on me, that somebody that you're supposed to revere and look up to said something negative and destructive to you. No person, no adult, I don't care if the earrings was ugly. I don't care if they did look like trolls. I don't care if they look like a snarling thumb. I don't care. You are never to tell a child, especially a female, that they are ugly. Because I did not make the association that the earrings are ugly. I made the association that this man is calling me ugly. As a impressionable teenager. You understand what I'm saying? That's why we have to watch the verbiage that we come out of our mouth. Even as an adult, when you're talking to women, when you're talking to people, whoever your loved ones, your family, you have to watch what you say, because some stuff stick and some stuff they're able to brush off. But some stuff stick, and you know it sticks, because every time y'all get into it, they bring up that same thing. And it's just like when you said, because that made an impact on them. That's why you got to be careful what you say to people. And don't worry about it. You ain't got to be accountable now. But when you stand before the Lord, if anybody who believe, and you believe whatever you want to believe, I believe when you stand before the Lord, you're going to give an account for every action and every deed. So please watch what you're doing. Right. Do you understand? Words do hurt, lovely. They do work. They do hurt. They do hurt. He could have killed your confidence, but thank God I'm C. Woods, baby. He ain't killed nothing up in this piece. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? All right. So guess what? We're going to finish schizophrenia up, but listen, we're going to pause for the cause, and you know the cause is support. Check this out.
I Believe is a lifestyle brand for anyone who believes in something greater than themselves. The time is now to simply believe.
Believe in something greater than yourself, and I'm telling y'all right now, that's that Dennis Gregory. Okay, he now wait, that technical difficulties. Okay, he has a line hoodies, shirts, joggers, hats. I Believe brand. If you want to, Dennis, if you're still here, please put your link in the chat so people can go to your website, go to your page. You can find him on Facebook, I Believe brand. You can find him on his website. You can email him. The email is in promo. I'll play it again so you can get the email. He also has a podcast called oh God, Hour of Opinion Hour of Opinion. Now I'm gonna get in trouble. Dennis, put it in the chat. You can find him on YouTube. And it's a podcast, and they discussing things like we do, life circumstances. It's wonderful. Support. Okay, now listen to this. But there are more than 2 million Americans today that have this illness, and they end the article saying, "You are not alone." You are not alone. This illness, schizophrenia, is deep. You ain't living in reality. You're unpredictable. You thinking that you're right when you're wrong, and you don't even know where it came from. Ain't that something? You don't even know where it came from. I don't want that. We don't want that. Okay. All right. So the next, in our last disorder we're gonna talk about is depression. And see, y'all think y'all know about depression, but y'all gonna learn something today. You got people that going around saying, "Oh, I'm depressed." And sometimes I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes people play depressed so they can milk sympathy because their life ain't going right. I'm depressed. Things ain't going right. I'm always for your life is what you make it. If you see something ain't going right, try your best to make it right. That's just like today. I got kind of irritated. I got a shoe line. People don't know I got a shoe line. I got a shoe line. I don't promote it a lot because I'm going back and forth with the company about the price point. And it's called Portal, and it's under Alive Shoes. And with this specific company, the price point is extreme, but the shoes are made very well. I'm going somewhere. Stay with me. Okay, they're handmade. They're leather. They're from Italy. They're really nice, and my designs are dope. You understand what I'm saying? But they will not come down on the price, and I'm telling the consumers are not buying it because it's too high. And I had it almost a year, and I'm just really getting frustrated. And I was sitting there and I'm watching people move their product, and I'm watching people on my timeline doing things. I'm like, well, how come people supporting them and not supporting me? I'm like, what are they doing? And I went on and I said, and I'm like, well, you watching them, you see what they're doing. So why don't you invest a little bit more? Why don't you do just a little bit more? Give your project, your dream, whatever it is in your life that ain't going right. Give it a little bit more energy. Give it a little bit more energy and a little bit more elbow grease so that you can succeed in life. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes we're depressed. Sometimes things don't go right in life and we get depressed, and we get sad about it. Now, I'm going to say depressed, you get sad about it. And you go into this thing, don't nobody support me. Don't nobody want to be bothered with me. Don't nobody. That's a spirit. That's self-pity. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to work hard. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to invest myself. Yeah, the shoes is high. I'm gonna go out and buy my own product. And I'm going to get some models and have them model the shoes and take pictures. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to I'm going to do a little bit more. Maybe I need to buy them in bulk and sell them myself. You know what I'm saying? We got to think of better ways to make our life grand. Don't depend on other people to make you great. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be an army of one sometimes. You have to encourage yourself sometimes, right? So a lot of times people are not depressed. They're just sad about how their life is going. Okay? I'm going to tell you, I'll give you the definition of depression. Okay, so depression is a group of conditions associated with the elevation or lowering of a person's mood, such as depression or bipolar disorder. So, did you know that depression also is a byproduct of bipolar? Did you know that? Real talk, encourage yourself. Exactly. Did you know that being bipolar is a byproduct of depression? Okay. Not only that, there are 3 types of depression. Did I hit it? Did I knock it out, Dennis? Did I knock it out? I'm glad you said that because I'm going to need you and your wife to be one of my shoe models. I'm glad you said that for free. No. I see she do very well with modeling stuff. So, no. Oh, I got to holler at somebody, though, because I got to push a little bit harder because I got some dope designs. And I'm like, if they will just come down. Now, I do got coupons, people. If you go to my Facebook, CLAYLING, Clayton Woods, WOODS. If you go down my timeline, you will see my products. I got some dope designs, but they're not moving because it's too high. So my plan now, how are we going to make the situation better? How are we going to turn lemon into lemonades, people? How are we going to make our life better? I am going to save up. I'm going to buy some of my shoes in bulk. And I'm going to try to move them like that and sell them at a cheaper price. That's what I'm going to do because I believe in myself. I believe in the design. I believe in what I'm doing, right? Okay, so the first type of depression is clinical depression. Not even biological depression, not even chemical depression. This is clinical depression. Somebody diagnosed you in a doctor's office, okay? A mental health disorder characterized by persistently depressed mood or loss of interest in activities causing significant impairment. Hold on. Significant impairment, I want to say in life. This ain't something that is like brought on by an imbalance of hormone. This just your mood changing. So this is something that can be helped. But it's so ironic that society have created all type of antidepressant medicine to make you feel happy. So this for sure can be prayed off of you. So this for sure can be helped by the laying on of hands. You understand what I'm saying? You say it all the time. I'm gonna need you to be happy. Because there's people who dying everywhere and have lost their lives and you're still living. Now, am I being hard a little bit? I am. Have I experienced depression before? I have. But I was depressed because I went through a miscarriage. That's something different, a loss of life. You understand what I'm saying? So I became depressed. You understand? I was sad that I had lost that life. But I came out of it. I said, you can't stay right here. You can't stay right here. There's nothing you can do to change that. And you got to begin to fight to live life and love life. You understand what I'm saying? It's a mood or loss of interest. You know what I'm saying? Yes, clinical. Yes, first, Clayton, you should have been my instructor, not taking the whole semester. Not taking the whole semester. You know what? Maybe I should get my degree and do like little courses online and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. I understand. Yep. The next type of depression is persistent Depressive Disorder. That's a long title. Long title, but short definition. Persistent depressive disorder. To define that, it is a mild but long-term form of depression. It doesn't go away in the spring. You depressed in spring, summer, and fall, and Christmas. I'm going to add a fourth depression, my own. It's called Christmas depression. Do you notice some people get depressed around Christmas time? I don't know what it is, but you got some people that are depressed around Christmas time. And I'm trying to figure out why. Santa ain't bring you no cold down at you. No, I'm just playing. A mild but long-term form of depression, like you in this thing, like you done dug your heels on and you have made up in your mind, I'm just gonna be sad. Now, I got a problem with that. I can't be around you. I can't laugh. You ain't got over it. It's been 5 years. Nobody can try to make you happy. People are making excuses for you because you always grumpy and happy. You take your sad self somewhere else and go sit in the corner somewhere. You can't understand that there's more to life. You understand? Now, am I being a little bit harsh? I am. Spending money. Oh, that's why they said during Christmas time. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? I seen an individual like that, and I began to pray for them. Now, they had every right to be sad because they had a traumatic thing going on, but it began to prolong. Like it was an abnormal. It was an abnormal situation. It was unnatural sadness. 5 years about the same thing. Now we done lost whole loved ones and we're able to get over it. Now I'm gonna say some people, you will never be able to get over it, but you're able to go ahead and live life and you give it to the Lord and he lifts that burden. You understand what I'm saying? Like I lost my mother. Nah, I ain't gonna be like, oh, I lost my mother. No, you feel that thing. That's your mother. But you still jump back into life and begin to do. So this individual wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. And they kept doing stuff to remind them of the same sad, traumatic thing. Why would you want to be reminded of that sad thing? And then they go back into that mode, and everybody feeling sorry for them, and all of this stuff, and all that stuff. Like, no, don't allow that traumatic event to control you and control your life and have you walking in a cloud of sadness for the rest of your life. That is not the way God intended you to live. Yes, tragedy comes. That's a part of life. But God has defeated depression. He's defeated that for you. Are we human and going to feel sorrow and pain, depression? Yes, we are. But God did not intend for you to live in that thing. He wants you to experience that so he can show you that I can deliver you out of it. Not so that he can, so that you can live in it. He wants you to get past that. Right? And I'm like, I just want to see them smile again. That's what I was saying. I just want to see them smile again. I just want to see them smile, because it's, you know, and then it's just like, okay, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with you until you get right, because everything is this, like you putting it in our face, even on your social media, you putting it in our face, the same traumatic thing. Like I don't want to scroll up and see that no more, because it brings me back to a sad place. It's been 5 years. You know, I used to have my mother as my screensaver, and it would bring me to tears every time I bring it up. And I said, you know what? I love mama, but mama, I'm about to take you off the phone for a minute because I got you in here and I got you in here. I can't be bursting out crying every time I put my phone out. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be realistic, right? Okay, so the last type of depression is bipolar disorder. Didn't I tell y'all this is going to be interesting? Even though it is a separate disorder all by itself, it is a type of depression. By disorder associated with episodes of mood swings ranging from depressive to low to manic highs. Did y'all know that? I didn't know that. Bipolar disorder is a form of depression. Now, I hope you was taking notes, because everything that I've named is a name of a demon. Did I say that? I absolutely did. Now, I believe in treatment and medicine and all that. I believe in mental health. That's why we're doing this video. But honey, I believe you can call that thing out. The spirit of depression, the spirit of schizophrenia, the spirit of bipolarism. I bind you in the name of Jesus, and you're going to come subject. I'm going to take this pill, and you coming subject. Lord, magnify the pill and its potency in the name of Jesus, and go head on somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you're the type of person where you get manic and you get crazy, you go to grabbing knives, you better take that pill and the prayer. But make sure you take that pill. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying, people? Does anybody else have anything to add to this? Any comments? This is the time to do it. This is the time to do it. All right, guys. I got one more commercial to share, and then I'm going to be out of here. I'm going to let y'all go. All right. Check this out. Check it out.
Amazon author Clayleen Woods has supplied all of your literary needs on Amazon, whether you are an individual, a woman that suffers from depression or low self-esteem, or if you are a little one that looks like us, that may be experiencing bullying at school, or you just don't feel like you fit in. She has the book for you that will give you the pick you up that you need. You are beautiful, you are special, and you are valued. And just in case your family or society have not told you, she has took on the burden, not even the burden, but the cause to tell you that you are beautiful. You are exceptional. You are phenomenal. Check.
All right, guys, check out my books. Check them out. They all on Amazon. Y'all know the deal. All right. My last take on this is, now that you have the knowledge, begin to empower yourself and say, hey, I might need to go get checked out. You understand what I'm saying? If you're going around, can't nobody talk to you, you and throwing stuff around the house, you are compulsive, you are combustible. You know, people can't handle you. You might have some mental health issues going on with you. And it's okay to identify with that. I shared with you that I have anxiety. Certain situations, trauma, sickness sometimes bring on that anxiety. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very vocal about it. I'm very verbal about it. I can't take certain medicine or everybody in the room is getting hemmed up. That has happened. And I ain't ashamed of it. It happened. So I know my threshold and my limitations. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying this to help somebody, okay? If you are walking around here verbally hurting people and you have forgotten about it, you may have dissociative amnesia. You understand what I'm saying? I don't remember that. Or you don't know why people ain't dealing with you. Well, you done verbally tore somebody hard and killed them. You might want to get some mental health services, okay? I pray. That's right. Don't be ashamed to take care of yourself, because you want to have a successful, healthy, long-term life. You don't want to be locked up somewhere talking about something. I don't remember stabbing them 57 times. You don't want that. LOL, I got you. That's right. You see what I'm saying, Dennis? You see what I'm saying, Dennis? Listen, I'm trying. If they come with the morphine, if anything happened to me, Dennis, and you hear that I'm in the hospital, make sure you put it in the chat or whoever with me. Don't get a girl morphine, or she gonna hem the nurse up. Now, the poor nurse was saying, please let me go. And I'm like, not until this medicine wear off. I can't let you go until I come down off of whatever trip y'all done put me on. Because you should have never put me on this ride that we on together with. Okay? And so now they know. Now she knows. I hope her ribs is okay. But I hate I did that. But I didn't have no control of it. She thought she was going to walk away. I said, no, I'm bringing you back. I'm bringing you back. I'm bringing you back with the hem up. With the hem up. And that's what I did. You understand what I'm saying? My husband was looking at me like I was crazy. We all was crazy. We all was looking at each other like we was crazy. I was looking at her like I'm crazy. I don't know what's happening to me right now. And that's exactly what I said. I don't know what's happening. Woo, let me stop. I got kind of lightheaded when I did that deep breath. Whew, but I'm just saying. Yeah, that happened. That happened. Take care of yourself. I love you guys so much for riding with me and rocking with me and supporting with me. Share. Like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to get monetized. Y'all see where I'm at? I got a ways to go. Y'all get me there. Tell somebody, tell a neighbor, tell a friend. We ain't got nothing but good vibes over here. Do you understand? Good vibes over here. If you don't take away anything tonight, take away this. Be accountable for your actions. Be honest with yourself and the people that you say you love and hold close. This is your Queen Clayleen saying be great. Bye-bye.